So I'm going to start with the dough, and I might not know how to pronounce that word properly, so you help me if I'm not. So I'm going to, I've taken some flour, just plain flour, and then I'm going to put a bit of salt in there, because it's going to be turned into the bread filled with potatoes. So if there's no salt in the flour, then it can be a bit tasteless. So I'll just mix it with a bit of water here, and I've washed my hands. So this recipe is basically, we call it aloo paratha or aloo ke paratha, and aloo is potato, and paratha is a fried bread, a flat bread which is fried with either butter or oil. I'll use oil. But the first step is just really making the dough to the right consistency. Otherwise, it can be a bit harder to make the right sort of things of this. So this is sort of like, I'll just see how soft and how hard do I want to be. People who are novice, they would like to keep it a bit harder. People who are more used to working with dough, they can make it more softer. My mother-in-law, she makes it really soft, and which means that the bread that she makes is really soft too. So it's done to a certain extent. I'll leave it for a minute, just like that, and then do a bit more kneading, and that would be ready. This is boiled potatoes, which I boiled before. They're still hot, which means that my fingers got burned while peeling them. But we just mash them really to, everything, just mash really. If there are pieces of potatoes left, they just don't get mixed up with the spices. That means that it might leave it, the paratha, a bit bland. So it's good to mash it really well. Okay, so a bit of salt, depending on your taste. I'm putting a spoonful here, and I'll still taste it afterwards so that I know exactly the salt is proper. And then I'll put some of the
scary thing,
the red chilies, and these are the red chili flakes.
so much.
I'll hold my hand. Won't do more than that. It's properly mashed, look like. I'll just add some of the coriander in it. I'll try and be.
This is like video making is a very interesting way.
So I'll just roll it enough
What they're doing there?
to make it a bit bigger, and then I'll roll the other one, and you'll see what I do, so I won't tell you before. As much as you want. We usually like it with a lot. Some people don't. Then I put the other one on top, and I'll just do it softly with my hands, and using a bit more white flour. I'm not doing it with the rolling pin because it's soft, really soft, and it can get stick to the counter. So we'll just
Oil.
I'm using olive oil, and taking it out in a small bowl. A bit of oil. Just, it should be on full heat when I put it, because otherwise it would be a bit cold, and I don't want cold, I want really hot. And even after putting on this, I'm just trying to spread it a bit more. It's easier because there's a bit of oil in there, so it's easier to spread here. Okay, I'll try and use this one. Okay, so, no. I'll just put a bit of oil, spread it over. I try and use as minimum. They're very crispy if you use more oil, more butter. But I try and use as minimum. And it just really takes a few times before you would know when to flip it on the other side. But what you can do is that carefully just keep flipping. As you think that it might be getting a bit too hot, just flip on the other side to make it easy. But you can also look from this end. If it starts getting a bit of golden-ish, then you can flip it on the other side so that it cooks from the other side as well. Depending on the stove, you have to be just managing the heat on it because you don't want to make it too fried as well. Yeah, so you can have this paratha, aloo paratha, with a bit of sauce made of yogurt or a green chutney or a tomato chutney. We also eat it with pickles, sometimes mangoes as well. So it depends on what people would like to take it with. And it's really a family sort of thing. Like when you get together, you sit together, you just keep eating, and then if there are young kids, then you can keep cooking for 3 hours here because they keep eating that. It's a lovely family get together sort of dish that you do. And sometimes we eat it when it's rainy season in Pakistan as well. We don't get too much rain in my city, Karachi. Whereas it's always raining here, so I've lost the importance of rain here. But it is a good dish to go with that sort of
Celebrate rain.
weather. Celebrate. Because the rain time is to celebrate. I don't know what people celebrate, but I really celebrate the ambience, and we do a lot of fried stuff in that time. So this is one of them.